didn't know about this.
Yeah, it's a good one. Fala galera da Drop Times, eu fui convidado a poder fazer uma entrevista super especial aqui com ela, que é a nossa rainha do Deep House, como todo mundo conhece aqui no Brasil. Então, recebendo aqui Nora and Pure, thanks for being in Brazil, welcome back finally.
Yeah, I'm so happy. It's been a while, and now finally with Purified that has been in the works for a long time.
That's where I actually want to start from. When it comes being back to Brazil, a country where we do have a different culture, what do you take away from the times that you come here in comparison with when you are in other places like United States, where you do play a lot, and Europe?
Oh, it's so different. I mean, I do feel the culture here a lot and the spirit, and at least back in the day when I toured here quite often, I got to see so many places, like really out there and flying with tiny planes into the jungle and stuff. And it really inspired me a lot, especially also back then because I spent so much time here. But I see the country as a super wild and natural place where people are in touch with nature, and so I always love touring here, and it feels very different from the United States or Europe or so. Just more wild, more raw, you know. And that's something I look for in my music as well, to give that feeling. So it's a good match. I love Brazil, yeah.
I was just telling you that I lived in Switzerland, I lived in South Africa, which is funny. And you being from those places, especially when you talk about the music, and if you layer down your music, I can really connect all the elements that you bring from, of course, nature, like animals, water, even like silence eventually. And this is what I get from the music, almost in like a cathartic way. But what do you want people to feel? What do you want people to achieve when they listen to your music?
My main goal is to somehow cut through the noise, especially now, not in a club setting, but if you listen to the piece, to the track somewhere at home, just on headphones or on a good system, that it cuts through the noise, it speaks to your heart, and through all those layers that we build up when we grow up, you know, like kind of reach the inner child where just this innocence is, where this, like the true honest feelings are. And also kind of give you the feeling like it's going to be okay and everything's, you know, will sort itself out. Just because I think there's so much stressful times in our lives, and, you know, being connected with technology and not real life human connection anymore, that I feel we're missing that a little bit. So yeah, just to cut to the core and hit right there.
Yeah, there's something you do. When you talk about music that have like chorus or lyrics, it's kind of easier to name a song. But then you have like
The instrumental.
yes. How do you think of naming a song like, I don't know, Invasion of the Believers? What's that process like?
Well, sometimes I feel a particular track is almost built like a scene. Like in my head, there's almost like a movie playing when I have the music to it. So Invasion of the Believers is something, you know, like out of Lord of the Rings or something. So it's a bit of a fightful, forceful sentiment in there. But then also sometimes I write just down names when I come across something, or if I have ideas, and then once the track is there, I'm like, this could fit or that could fit, and what haven't I done before, what is maybe something new, and then when I call it memories, I'm like, I had infinite memories just the other.
Yes.
But, you know, I just try to name it some way that fits the track. Yeah.
You do come across as a very more introverted person. When you're up there in the stage, you come across as someone that is not introverted at all, and you take over like even festivals and all over. So my question is, do you build up a persona, or do you just think of something else when you're up there? How do you create that person that is not that introverted when he's up there?
I think it definitely comes with the music, you know.
Music.
Yeah. But also I had to grow into that a little bit and learn it, because definitely you're right with the introverted side, and I often also couldn't deal well with. If I felt tired, you would see that. If I felt some way, you would see that. And I definitely over the years learned that, you're doing a show, you're bringing the sound, and I somehow see it as Nora and Pure should be like a little bit of a light of hope, something positive. I don't see it as it's me. I just want to be the carrier of a message of hope, of positivity. And that's what I want people to feel more than that they see Daniela,
Yes.
So it's not a front at all, because I really feel that. But I learned to get into that zone and into that space better over the years.
Nice. You release a lot of songs, of course, but if you had to pick your listener's choice, which is gonna be the one from your songs?
My own?
Of your own.
Well, right now, Memories.
Yeah,
but
I see you feel a lot when you're playing. I've seen it a couple of times, and I see that you do feel a lot when you're playing it.
Yeah, I do. Sometimes you make tracks that you feel good about, but then, it passes as well. But this one, for a long time, I felt again this, I don't know, it really speaks to my heart too, and it's been over quite some time, and it's still there, this feeling every time I play it, so yeah.
The last question I want to bring is that something that I heard in an interview of you a while ago. You were supposed to ask a question to the next person that was going to be interviewed, and you mentioned a question that not really a lot of people really ask about, which is what really makes you truly happy in life. And so I want to ask you, what does truly make Nora and Pure happy in life, or Daniela happy in life?
That would be time with family and out in nature, just time. Spending time well is for me very important.
Well, thanks for the time again. Great to meet you again. And yeah, the crowd is there waiting for you, and very special to have you here in Brazil.
Yeah,
Hope you come back a lot often.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Obrigado, galera. Obrigado pelo convite. Valeu, bora!
You did so well.
See, I'm hiring him.